Now that we've tested this layout and design in all the major web browsers except Internet Explorer and have it working the way that we want it to work, it's now time to tackle Internet Explorer. Now, I saved Internet Explorer for the end on purpose because Internet Explorer ultimately is going to produce the most amount of bugs. And that's just the way that Microsoft engineered Internet Explorer. They kind of ignored some standards and were kind of on their own path in terms of how it would render HTML. They're getting a lot better, and in all honesty, the beta version of Internet Explorer 10 is far superior than Internet Explorer 9. And in fact, if I had a beta version installed on my system, I'd be able to display it for you, and you would see that the results would match pretty much what we're getting inside of those other web browsers. As of this recording, though, it is in beta, and it's not available as a full release. It will be when the new version of Windows comes out, which is Windows 8. With that being said, what we want to do is take a look at it in Internet Explorer. So here inside of Dreamweaver, I'm just going to go ahead and preview it in Internet Explorer. Again, I'm working with version 9 for Internet Explorer. So when we test it in Internet Explorer, for the most part, our content looks the same. In terms of where and how it's positioned, it's identical. But the problem is we're not getting the gradients, nor are we getting our opacity effects. The reason for that is Internet Explorer 9 does not support the gradient property or the opacity property. As we looked at the ColorZilla website when we were generating our gradients, there was a filter property that was being applied, which is a workaround for Internet Explorer. Sadly, I think that workaround is a little buggy, and I would just opt not to use it and instead go with the solid color, which is what we're getting now. And we wrote our styles accordingly, so if the gradient property wasn't picked up, the browser would then use the traditional background color property, which is what we're seeing here. It doesn't look all that bad. All of the information that we want to display to the end user is here, and it looks like it's very presentable, so I'm okay with these bugs. We're going to have to make some concessions to get this content to look as best as it possibly can in a wide range of browsers, and in this case, I'm willing to accept that we're not getting our gradients or our opacity effects. So I'm okay with Internet Explorer 9, and in my eyes, it passes. So really, this site is almost ready for prime time. It's almost ready for you to upload it to your web servers. You should think about, however, how this will appear in earlier versions of Internet Explorer. And what we're going to do in the next movie is look at some of the different options that are available to you for looking at this content in older versions of IE.